Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, and it's time to find out what the delivery people have been up to lately in terms of bringing me fishing reels to service and repair. And well, we'll preview those that have recently arrived in my shop, and well, we'll see which ones are going to make it to video and what we can learn from them. You know, that's the whole idea behind Second Chance Tackle. It's to show you how to service the reels yourself, provide a little bit of education in terms of the fishing reel manufacturers, and have a little bit of a discussion forum going on about the problems with reels and how to service and repair them, and generally whatever else is fishing related. So we're going to start by asking you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And if you have, thank you. I appreciate all of the subscriptions. It's what helps to keep this channel viable. And the more subscribers we have, the more feedback we get in the forums, and the more we learn from each other. So I appreciate each and every one of them. But we're going to start with one that comes in from Corey from North Carolina. And he's done a nice job packing it. I'm thinking one might be a handle, the other might be the reel. And let's see what comes in. Looks like a pen of some description. Some kind of spin fisher here. And well packed. I don't know if I can get this open without any kind of major tearing going on here, but we're kind of trying. We like to save that bubble wrap if we can. Alright, so here we go. We've got a pen. This is a nice version. This is the graphite version. It's the 4500 SS. We're going to assume that the other piece, yep, that's the handle. And I'm not sure, there was one issue. Yeah, I think this is the one. No, no anti-reverse. Now this does not have an instant anti-reverse. This has a traditional forked anti-reverse dog. One side sits on top and one sits on the bottom of a click ratchet. And well, those forks over time will separate. Sometimes you can simply pinch them back. Other times you need to replace the part. We'll see what's going to happen there, but we'll be working on that. I do have a lot of pen spin fisher videos in my library. I would encourage you to just kind of look for them, and if you see it, then you'll learn from them. And by the way, if it's not the 4500, if you find one on the 5500 or the 3500, they're all the same essentially design-wise. The difference basically is a little bit bigger piece of part, or for that matter, spool capacity, but not much more. Okay, well, this is a repeat customer. Should we call it a repeat offender? I don't think so, but I serviced the Mitchell 300 for them, and I think they got another. Yes, they did. So we have a Mitchell 300A. The 300A, well, that's a transitional Mitchell reel. Some were made in France, and then the production was moved over to Taiwan. And you can generally tell right away on the 300A, not just because of the badging, but because of the plastic adjuster cap on the back of that. I've seen an awful lot of these fail just because of that. And this one seems to be doing okay. A little bit sluggish maybe. I'm not sure if this was an eBay purchase or not. I'm going to have to go back and look at the note. I do recall them saying that they were pleased with the service on one reel, and if they had another, could they send that along? Of course, they can send that along, and we'll be happy to do the work on that. Just out of curiosity. Okay, I'm not seeing anything that clarifies that here. All right, the next one then comes in from South Dakota. Well, it's been a while since I've had one come in from South Dakota. I did one from North Dakota not that long ago. This one's from South Dakota, Sioux Falls, and that's on my list. I want to get out to the Dakotas, and I haven't done that yet, so we'll see what we can do. And this one's coming in from Jonathan. Okay, there's an anti-reverse tissue here. with a Shimano reel. He's sending me 2 reels here. So let's find out what we can do. One of them is, this is a Abu Garcia Ambassador. I think that's a Chinese-made one. Not sure. I'm going to have to take a look at that. And then I think I have a Shimano bait feeder or bait runner here. Let's see what we got. Okay, we got a Shimano that's in pieces. So this is interesting. One of the Shimano reels that I actually love to fish with is a Sedona. But the Sedonas that I use do not have the rear drag. They have the forward drag. And this one says we've got an issue with the anti-reverse. I think we probably have several issues in here. I'm not quite sure what's going on with this reel. We'll take it apart. I'm going to check. I may or may not have one of these in the library. If I don't have one in the library, we'll see what we can do. Somebody's had the reel apart already. This is missing the little drip cap edge that goes in here. So I'm not quite sure what may or may not have been done with that. I'm not sure if that drip cap is in here. It's not, so we'll see what we can do with that one. Okay, and then this one I believe is a Chinese-made Abu Ambassador. How do you know that? Well, if it doesn't say made in Sweden, it wasn't made in Sweden. And this is the 5600 BCX. A little bit of some noise there. That may be taken care of just by adjusting the spool. You know, we have more of a click going than that. We're gonna have to find out what's causing that. I do know that there's always issues in my mind with this. There is a difference between the reels made in Sweden and made in China. There's a lot of plastic inside this, and we'll show you that, and as well as try and figure out what that is that's kind of, oh, there's something. I just heard it flopping around in there when I was shaking it. Yeah, I can hear it. There's something missing in there. Might be the screw. I don't know. Somebody, again, you think somebody may have had that apart when you see missing screws in there as well. All right. Well, those are some that came in from the postman. And then this one came in. This is my my eBay purchase. Now, why in the world did I ever buy these? I don't know. I guess I was up late one night and this thing came across. They had an auction of it of less than $10. I think with the postage it came to $18. There was 2 reels I saw on here that I thought would be fun to work on, and I'm always looking for candidates for video projects, so I thought maybe there'll be a few more in here that I'll be able to do as video projects, and if nothing else, as why reels fail projects. So you can see I got quite an interesting assortment here, everything from fly reels to closed bait casting reels to some vintage reels in there. So here's the one I bought it for, and I think if it's in its entirety it'll be fine. This is the Shakespeare 2062. Most of the time these things can get restored. That's not an issue with the bail here. Yeah, it's come out of that. That's easily bent backwards. All you have to do is compress down. You'll restore the spring to it and it'll fit in properly with that. This one is dragging, and those of you that have watched my channel long enough know what the diagnosis on this one is already, and it's probably going to be a case of just grease choked issues. This one, interestingly enough, has got a sticking trip lever to it as well. And I was on a Zoom call, and I hope to get the call that we recorded with Saltstrong. One of our viewers, Dick Lackman, had invited me to present to them on fishing reel maintenance and end of season work that you should be doing on your reels. I hope to get that video and actually post it. One of the things I told them is you can fix this bail issue in no time. It's just simply put WD-40 there and on the trip lever, and that bail will just fire right back. And as we mentioned, this part of it, simply bending it back in. So I might do that as a quick fix. I've done enough on the 2062s to show that. I actually bought it because, well, they're hard to find parts for, and I figured if this one was busted up, well, I could always use the parts on it. But you know what? That one's going fishing again. That's going to have a second chance. Here's one that we have. This is a Shakespeare. It's an automatic Shakespeare, model EB. I think the E's are 1960s and B's are later. So E is 60, B is 9. 1969 is when the reel was made. It's an automatic fly fishing reel. Looks like it works. Interesting. All right. I don't service many of these, and I've taken this apart and gone crazy with the springs. We'll see what I may or may not do with that. Love these old Shakespeares. I think this one is a Korean-made one. And, well, this one's, you know what? That's what the $7 or $8 or $10 or whatever that lot was it cost all by itself. It's got a sticking bail, no surprise there. And maybe this is where we show you. We were talking about using the penetrating oil. I'm going to grab some WD-40. I'm just going to spray that down and spray inside that little trip lever there. Kind of work it back and forth a little bit. Work it on this side. And see if we can't get it to trip. Well, we're almost there. We have a bent bail, but I'll bet you if I take a moment here to unbend that bail, we're going to get this one working again. That's got a second chance. Here's one that's missing the handle. No sense chasing around trying to find that. Missing a handle and spool. Too much for the cost to repair this one. That'll be a parts reel. Here's another Sigma. These Sigmas came around in the 1970s. These are transformational reels. They've got the plastic cases. Maybe the 80s, I guess. Again, you're missing the whole bail assembly. That's just going to be a parts reel. This one caught my interest. It's a Shakespeare Wondercast. It's the model EE. So we just saw E in their coating. I have that secret decoder, if you will. Go out on the internet, you can find it. But double E's is 1966. I've really become a fan of all of the Shakespeare Wonder Reels. And this one, like the other one, is, well, it's grease choked. Maybe we'll do a video on this one, see if we can't clean this one up as well. Then I have a parts reel here. This is a Shakespeare 7500 run Wonder Reel. This is the D. So the D is actually the 70s, and D and J is 72. So this one is actually a later version of the reel. Looks like it's lost its cap and its clip and the like. We'll just throw it on the parts pile there. So again, I think total with the shipping was maybe $18. I think you'll agree I got my money's worth. I got a couple of projects here that I'll do as videos, a couple of parts reels, and really looking forward to getting this one back out there fishing. It's a classic. Those of you that have seen the videos on the 2062, it's called the Royal Maroon series. They were made in the United States. They're very nice reels, and they do restore pretty easily. So there you go. That's a look into my shop and what the folks at FedEx and UPS and USPS have brought me in the last few days. A little bit of a preview into the reels that I will make as videos. And if you saw one in here that I don't plan as a video or it's not in my library, please let me know. I'll be happy to do a video on those, time permitting. So to everybody who's a first responder and essential personnel, thank you for all it is that you do to keep us safe. I do appreciate all of your efforts. And to everyone watching, I hope you enjoy Reel Repair. If you haven't signed up and subscribed, please go ahead and do that. I truly value each and every one of you that are subscribed. And to all of my watchers, please stay safe, stay well. Have a great time on the water. Wishing you tight lines. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle.